Welcome back, everybody, as we continue in our study of the way of the Bodhisattva. So today, as usual, we're in the Padmakara translation, and we are starting with verse 7. For many eons, deeply pondering, the mighty sages saw its benefits, whereby unnumbered multitudes are brought with ease to supreme joy. So what is this saying? This is saying that the Buddhas, for unnumbered ages, contemplated, tested, and tried to figure out what one thing would wake everybody up, right? Because the original Buddha didn't have to go through all of this, right? So the way that his compassion expressed itself for sentient beings was he had to figure out the methods. What are the methods that are going to get people to realize this, right? There's 84,000 of them. But bodhicitta is at the heart of it all. And this is the one thing that could lay low every ignorance, every problem, every non-virtue, and bring every single sentient being to supreme joy. This is the one thing. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, we have to just consider, as I said last time, it's the best thought. It's an aspiration that even our parents don't have, that even the gods, great beings with massive stores of merit have never come to. This idea of liberating every single sentient being completely from all suffering and giving them all the positive qualities, that is the supreme aspiration. And it is saying that this is literally a gift from the Buddhas, right? The Buddha's aspirations combined with our merit brings this moment together right now where you have this opportunity to practice this, to really bring this vow deep into your heart and never let it go. In the commentary, he talks about like a blind man grabbing a cow's tail and to never let go, right? Because if you were like walking along and you didn't know which way to go and you didn't know where a cliff was, and by chance you reached out and grabbed the tail of a cow, you would not let that go, because as soon as you let it go, you don't know when you will ever have any kind of guide again. And just in the same way, when this flash of lightning comes forward and there's a moment of virtue and we encounter the teachings on bodhicitta, we have to take hold of it, and we have to use our dedication, our aspiration, and our mindfulness to make sure we do not let it go, because it is so rare and so amazing. Verse 8. Those who wish to crush the many sorrows of existence, who wish to quell the pain of living beings, who wish to have experience of myriad joys, should never turn away from bodhicitta. I mean, these are the things we're up to, right? The things we're all trying to do is we're all trying to have some kind of happiness. And we may even think about wanting to bring happiness to others. And we don't want to experience pain, and we don't want to experience sickness, and we don't want to experience death, and we don't want other beings to experience that as well. And we can try so many things, but really nothing can do this, not in a way that's permanent, right? We can, of course, help in small ways, but we want to find a way to completely resolve this problem. And bodhicitta is the one and only answer, because it's the quintessential teach a man to fish, right? Because it has the understanding of karma built into it. It has love built into it. It has awareness and emptiness built into it. It has everything you can need. The whole of the path is bodhicitta, right? We only need two things. We need relative bodhicitta, which is the desire to bring benefit to sentient beings, to have great love towards sentient beings. And we need to have insight into emptiness. These two things combined, this open heart, this heart that is available when we're not coated in armor, when we're not in a cocoon, when we have removed the shell of all of the obscurations, emotional turmoil, cognitive dissonance, and when that's all cleared away, what is there? Our natural open heart. Our whole open heart is soft, it's tender, and it's empty. And this solves every problem in samsara. So it's truly an amazing thing. And so he's pointing to our selfishness here, a reasonable selfishness. We all desire to be happy, and we all don't want to suffer. So we just need to realize that this is true for ourselves, and this is true for every other sentient being, even as small as a microbe, right? It wants to survive. It wants to continue. And as long as that's the case, we can try and bring this about for all beings. And this one thing, by bringing it deeply into ourselves, can help bring that about for all beings. So truly incredible. Verse 9. Should bodhicitta come to birth in those who suffer, chained in the prisons of samsara, in that instant they are called the children of the blissful one, revered by all the world, by gods and humankind. This is the incredible, amazing thing, that no matter where you are, no matter what karma you have, no matter what you've done in the past, the single moment when you take hold of this vow. This is like a coronation ceremony, right? You become a child of the Buddhas, and even the Buddhas bow to you because bodhicitta is their master. Like, that's incredible. And it doesn't take the accumulation of merit over countless eons in order for this to be true. All you have to do is turn your mind towards bodhicitta, to just turn the ship in this direction. Once you've done this, once you've made this vow, then you are now a child of the Buddhas. You are now a bodhisattva. You are now on the bodhisattva vehicle. And there's two kinds of bodhicitta we'll talk about later: the wish to go, the aspiration bodhicitta, and the actual going. We want to get going as quickly as possible, but first we just take the vow. And we take the vow in front of our lama, we take the vow in a ceremony, or if we don't have access to that, we can take the vow in front of the visualized Buddha or a symbol of the Buddha, and that counts as well. Because what we're doing, I'll bring up the movie The Odyssey again, right? So Odysseus, when they go by the sirens, he wants to hear what knowledge the sirens have to impart, but he knows he can't be trusted. So he's tied to the mast, and says, no matter what I say, don't untie me. That's this vow. It's that moment when you're not delusional, you ask to be tied to this so that you don't lose it, because you know you're going to go crazy before very long and completely forget about it, right? All of your habits will take over, etc. And so we tie ourselves with a vow, and we say, no matter how crazy I get, I'm not going to let go of this. And then we take it again and again and again and again. Every single time we practice, every time we get in the car, every time we go through a doorway, we should take it again and again, at least 6 times a day, if not more. And some great masters even wake up through the night to take it again, right? So this is how we should feel about it, something so precious that we're terrified it'll slip from our hands, right? In some ways that we should be a little scared, right? Because it's so easy to let go of this, right? Because what will consume you is distraction. That's what's always consumed us. So in this moment, when you have this thought, wow, that really is great. That really is a wonderful aspiration. That really is the best thing. And I want to take that on. Then take it on immediately and make the vow, make it out loud, and then don't ever let it go. And make sure with all of your mindfulness and all of your awareness that it is the guide for you from now on. You have to really have a lot of confidence in this, and you'll come to understand it more and more, because it's a deep thing. On one hand, it's just the statement, in some sense, I will liberate all sentient beings. That's like the essence of it on the superficial level. But on the deepest level, as I said, it's this warm, open, empty heart, this awareness suffused with love. So it's both of these things, and we need both of them, because we don't access the open heart with love without a reminder. And the vow is the reminder. And then we have the paramitas as the path to establishing this in ourselves so that it becomes who we are completely. Like, that's the goal, right? We want to become bodhicitta. This is like what the Yidam practice in Vajrayana is about. It's like, Batman, right? Become a principle. Become more than a man, right? A man can be destroyed. A woman can be destroyed, but love can't. And virtue can't, because it's deeper and it's less temporary, right? So we can become this principle, and then we don't die, right? Because the bodhicitta will live on, and the love will live on, and the compassion will live on. We can let go of the superficial identities that we have and instead become something so much more. And it's mad, it's insane in a lot of ways. It's completely crazy, because you have to be it's a hero without any reward, in the sense of, like, no one's going to give you accolades for this, no one's going to see you do it. In so many ways, this is a completely secret thing. You take this on and then you keep living your life, but now everything is different. And that's what this is saying, that even though nothing has changed, even though you still have the same karma, the same body, you're not going to start glowing light and performing supernatural powers, but everything you do once you've taken that vow is now different, because it's now colored by this intention. When your previous intention, spoken or unspoken, was just to serve your own self-fixation, now it's this great, great virtue, beyond a virtue, more than a virtue, but also a virtue. And so we become a hero in our little life, in the little things that we're doing, by dedicating to this principle without any expectation of reward, knowing that it itself is the happiness. that it brings about immediate benefit and continual benefit for ourselves and others, but we don't worry about the benefits because we're just taking this on because it's the only thing that's true, the only thing that's meaningful. Everything else is a never-ending cycle of despair. I mean, you just look around, everything falls apart. Everyone who meets separates. Everything built falls to ruin. Everything is temporary and nothing can be held on to, but this precious bodhicitta can. And that's the great news. If we can get a hold of this in our hearts and dedicate ourselves to this direction, then we can truly have something we can trust, an infallible refuge, right? Or we normally take refuge in terrible refuges, right? Our phone is a terrible refuge. Distraction's a terrible refuge. Our relationships, our families, as lovely as they are not good refuges. They are not guaranteed to last, right? They won't last. And people get sick and people change their minds and people have emotions and everything is unreliable. But bodhicitta is not unreliable. And the Sugatas examine this carefully, and we can really trust this, that this is what it's all about. And it will sustain whatever practice you're doing, whether you're doing, nothing or yoga class or sitting in shamatha or doing, Vajrayana practice or Dzogchen practice. The heart of all of them is bodhicitta. So this is the most important thing. And as long as we put this deep inside our heart and allow it to be our guiding principle, then everything else in our life will become positive. And slowly, slowly, we will accumulate the virtue, eliminate the negativities, and eventually attain complete Buddhahood. And isn't that incredible? I really love this book. I hope you're loving it too. If you're loving it and if you're liking these talks, please make a comment. That's really helpful for the algorithm. And so maybe other people will see it and it might be of benefit to them as well. But I thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.